Hi, this is John with Bank Account Bonus Central, and today's video is all about breaking news. So, Capital One is buying Discover Card. So, what does this mean? How can you profit? Because that's why this channel exists, about profiting off different opportunities out there. So, huge news. Normally, I don't make videos on Monday, but thankfully, I'm a high school math teacher and I'm off for today. So, decided this was definitely worth making a video over. So, before I get into too many details, quick disclaimer: I am a customer of both Capital One and Discover. Love both companies. I'm not affiliated with either one. This is my own personal review for informational purposes only. Information on this video is current as of the time of recording. It's an ongoing, changing situation. Use this information is at your own risk. This is fishing and not catching. As is anything in life, your mileage may vary. All right. So, what is in Capital One's wallet? Well, soon to be not just Discover card, but all the Discover cards. The Capital One is looking to buy Discover card. I am a huge fan of both Discover card and Capital One. Been a customer of them for both of them for about a decade. So love both of them. Profited off both of them. Will continue to be on both of them. I've made a number of videos about Discover card. This one just recently. Best cashback card 2024. How to make $850 plus your first year cashback. If you're interested in that, I got a link to that video here. Next one, Capital One Venture Card. How to make $810 in about 1 hour. So mini loop bonus 2024. I made a video on that this year about the Capital One Venture Card. I have that card. Love that card. Link that video up there. Capital One Quicksilver Infinoop. How to make $500 easily. Plus, I made a lot more with their getting an increase in their credit limit and taking advantage of their balance transfers. So link to that video here. So all those links are still good, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of a bunch of what Capital One has to offer. I made videos about their Capital One checking accounts, Capital One savings account bonus. They had $1,000 bonus I took advantage of with that. Discover Card, I made all sorts of videos about them because I love what they have to offer. But here is what's going on. If you look up Capital One, Discover, Capital One is buying Discover Financial, sources say. Capital One weighs acquisition of Discover Financial. Capital One considers acquisition of Discover Financial. Capital One acquiring Discover Financial. Capital One to acquire Discover Financial. Capital One, Wall Street Journal, is buying Discover Financial. So here's what we do. Excuse me. Here's what we do know about this: is Capital One has a market cap. They're of 52 billion. Discover has a market cap of 27 billion. So Capital One is roughly twice as big as Discover, or you can say Discover's half as big as Capital One. So this is an all stock deal that they're looking to have go through. It still does need regulators' approval, from what I understand. So it's not necessarily a done deal. A number of the articles mentioned Warren Buffett. He has his hands all over this. So when he took over Geico, they raised my rates over 30%. So they lost me as a customer because, just because Warren Buffett needs more profits, I don't have to pay inflated rates. So that's one thing. That's one name I kind of did not like seeing about this because, I used to like having Geico. They had really good insurance rates, but yeah, that's all right. So what we do know, let's just focus on that. So there are four main credit card processors in the United States. You have Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. So what's interesting about this is Discover and American Express, they are their own unique processor. So whenever you use a card, whenever you use a Discover card, it goes through. They get both sides of the equation of the swipe fee. So basically, if you use like a Chase Visa card, Chase gets part of the swipe fee, and Visa gets part of the swipe fee. So, for example, if you go to a grocery store and you buy $100 worth of groceries, and let's say there's a 3% cost to use that credit card that the grocery store has to pay. Typically, that's split 50-50. So, out of a $100 grocery transaction, $1.50 goes to Chase and $1.50 goes to Visa. Same thing with MasterCard. But Discover and American Express, they are their own processor, so they get both parts of it. So why a lot of people don't accept American Express is because they're their own processor, they can have their own fees on there, which are kind of non-negotiable. So this could be an interesting thing to where Capital One can kind of set itself apart as having its own processor and be able to increase their profits because instead of having to have co-branded cards with Visa and Mastercard, Discover is accepted at a lot of places, majority of places that do accept Visa and Mastercard, and they can, instead of paying money to the Visa or Mastercard for part of the swipe fee, they can potentially keep all of that. So that's an interesting there. Nobody actually knows what will mean for bank bonuses and churning. That's what this bank account bonus central is all about. Um, so we will actually see what that is. Everything right now is just speculation. So here's my initial thoughts about it. They will run as separate brands, but there could be certainly some interesting elements, like as I mentioned, the credit card processing. There's a lot of money in that, so we'll see what happens there. I just saw this is Capital One taking over Discover. Capital One also plans to maintain the Discover brand on the cards and network, assuming regulators sign off and the deal is consummated. Discover, based in Riverwoods, Illinois, is an online institution, so the takeover wouldn't come with physical bank branches, except for one location in Delaware. Delaware is like the capital of the world for credit cards because they have laws that are very friendly. I just saw this after just looking up in Google right before recording, so included that. It does need to be signed off by regulators because it is two ginormous banks wanting to either be bought off or merged into one. So we'll see what actually happens with that. Discover does have legendary customer service. Hopefully, certainly hope that that stays intact. I've never had any issue with Discover's customer service. So there's a very short list of top-notch customer service when it comes to credit cards. Amex, Discover, Chase are all in the same breath. They're all phenomenal service, U.S. based, love what they have to offer. Hopefully, their level of customer service stays. Questions to ponder. So, will Discover finally have transfer partners since they're known for not having any? Will Discover card require credit pulls from all three bureaus? Because as of right now, if you get Discover card, you have one pull, as opposed to Capital One. They want to pull all three bureaus, or if you pull one of them, they'll still pull the other two. Will Discover It Network get you into? Will a Discover It card work to get you into Capital One Lounge? Well, that's an interesting thing because Capital One's been putting a lot of money into a lot of different lounges at airports. Nobody honestly knows what result as a result of this buyout slash merger. As I said, it is an all stock deal, and two huge companies like this. We'll see what actually happens. One thing to know is when there is a new way to profit from this, I will most certainly make a video about it. So if you're interested in how to profit, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Bank account bonus central verdict. I'm a huge fan of both Discover and Capital One. I've been a very happy customer for both of them for about a decade. I hope that this is profitable for everyone involved, especially the churners. So there is a way to profit off this, then yeah, I'll definitely make videos about it because that's why we're here. I still have comments off for these videos, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, churning adventures, gmail.com, send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Today's question: what are some wise words to live by? Well, love Proverbs. Proverbs is full of wisdom. So Proverbs 3:5-7: trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Additional information about this, how to follow Jesus, gotquestions.org. Link in the description box down below if you are interested in that. And finally, like the video if you appreciate profitable content on a consistent basis. Share this with anybody who would be able to benefit from it. Subscribe with bell notifications so you could be amongst the first to learn about news and bonuses and profitable content. With that, look forward to seeing you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Peace, and may God bless you.